Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I can see it loading. Ah, kawaii. Nice, nice, nice. I love the pixel art. You did? Mm-mm. That's really cool. Yeah, like I just how cool would it be if we could like walk around to each other's houses? Let's go to Ruka's house. Oh my gosh. I feel like I should also try because like I actually did purchase some tile sets from my brother-in-law. He's a pixel artist too. So like actually like I like the layout of your house. I might just ask you to do it because I want a cool layout. Oh really? Nice, nice. Mm-mm. Look at the Nintendo Switch. Kawaii yo. Mm-mm. Okay, let's go inside. Ojamashimaasu.
See.
Oops.
All right. So mic check, mic check. Could be. Right.
Hello, hello.
Right.
I hope the volume is okay.
I'm hoping to. I think your volume should be okay. There is there should be a very background on, well, not on your side, but
Yeah.
that might be desktop. Let me.
Okay.
And then
I'll keep the chat open on my phone.
let's see. Is this also a bit?
Oh, it's so fun to do two models at the same time.
I have wanted to do something like this before.
Mm-hmm.
Just typically I don't. So
We did it.
and I think we worked out the bugs on the filter on your.
Ah, that's true. Actually, the colors look pretty accurate, I think.
Okay, so I guess we'll just for time, whenever you do it again, use that color.
Okay. I need to take a screenshot of this because I feel like YouTube Studio always resets everything.
It resets
no
the
matter
position.
What I do.
It resets the position. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Background stays.
Okay, okay.
I don't know why the position resets. It's probably. But anyway, guys.
Oh yeah, Unity.
How's it going? How's it going?
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Irashaimase. Welcome to the restaurant.
But so we're actually in. So the background right now is actually an apartment I stayed. In Fukuoka, I've been there. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is one of those apartment hotels. Like, so it's kind of like an Airbnb setup, but it's more like made travelers, I suppose. Kind of.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's so cool.
Quick introductions. So let's see you first.
Sure. はい、自己紹介をします。エイミです。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Eimi,
yeah. Thank you for inviting me today, Luca.
No problem.
Should I explain a little bit about myself?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay, let me see. I'll say it in Japanese and English. 私は英語の教師です。I am an English teacher and 2020, oh no, 2012年から2017年まで日本に英語を教えました。I taught English in Japan from 2012 to 2017. So now I'm here to wax nostalgic with you, Ruka.
Okay, I was trying to figure out. So if you haven't been to this channel before, my name is Haruka Itsumi, a scientist. Well, I don't really do any science stuff on this channel. I cook sometimes and play some games and some art once in a while.
Art, do you draw all of your illustrations?
I do. Well, I draw the illustrations for most of schedule.
Oh, you're really good actually.
There's a few that I do. But for them.
Yeah, like I like your Akagi drawing stuff too.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay, so the basic idea for today was to go through and I guess experiences about Japan, as well as maybe some impressions of food, of travel. Mainly, I think mainly what I wanted to segment is to whenever we can travel again and people decide to travel to Japan, there are definitely some things that you probably should be aware of. Ordering, eating, just general travel, but we'll focus for the most part on. Hey, Skylar, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
And let's see. As far as the Japanese practice is concerned, I mean, there's probably quite a few that you've seen videos and stuff. Do what to say. You probably know the whole osusumi wa desu ka?
Yeah, we always use that.
Like, what's your recommendation? But the thing is,
yeah,
at least for me, even if you ask that and they speak back to you in Japanese, I don't understand half the time what they're saying in Japanese about what the recommendations is. They might point to something on the menu, but it's like, I don't know what it is. And sometimes, even if you're on the receiving end of that susume question, how do you recommend? Or I guess...
they struggle, yeah.
Yeah. It was. It's like, I feel like that's an awkward both, but sometimes you just kind of have... Because it's like, you really don't know. Sometimes you don't know what's on the menu. Literally, sometimes you don't know what's on the menu. Especially if it's like, there's no pictures. There's definitely some situation where it's like that.
Sometimes it's like just a wall of text.
Yeah, so
like at a really local restaurant, it's just like a white piece of paper that they printed.
So let me just did you have an example?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. I just realized I wasn't following you on Twitch. How did that happen? Well, I just followed you.
Well, thank you. But thank you. The thing is, I don't usually stream on Twitch, so it's like, well, I'm trying it. I'm trying it more these days. So, big picture.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. I'm setting that aside now. Now I'm hosting you as well, so that's.
Thank you.
That's better.
But anyway, here is an example of a menu from an izakaya. This is from a yakitori shop. So if you know what yakitori is a grilled chicken, barbecued chicken, skewer, stick. In this case, this is yakiton, which is pork. Ton means pork. Yaki is the grilled part. Correct me.
No, that's
whenever you
right,
say.
because you'll also have, for example, like tonkotsu ramen, which is the pork bone ramen.
Right.
Yeah, ton is pork.
So, but yeah, in this example here, if you look at the picture, this
This is
is
so typical.
this is the menu. This is the menu. So it's like,
It's yeah.
what do we do here? Okay, if you, I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen. You can see some prices. Everything is
Mhm.
written horizontally. That's, I think, more typical in a local restaurant, I think.
Yeah, they'll just write it however the computer automatically does
Are
it,
you
I think.
serious?
You know? I think someone just typed it and then printed it and they didn't think about design or usability.
Well, I mean, no one complains
It's
about it.
typical though.
No one complains.
Yeah, it's like normal. It's normal.
But
It's
anyway,
probably just like some, yeah, the local business owner.
yeah. But anyway, so whenever you get a menu like this, which, you know, depending on what you are, if it's a tourist-friendly area, you're probably not going to get something like this.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're somewhere more local, like say even a local neighborhood in Tokyo, which this was from,
Mhm.
then yes, of course, you might see this once in a while. You do, it's like, okay, I am lost. Pull out Google Lens. Google Lens is
Ah, yes.
helpful 50% of the time.
50, you think?
It's hit or miss sometimes. I mean, you can get a rough idea, but sometimes it's like, I can't make heads or tails of this.
Yeah.
So that's where the Susume comes in.
It does.
And then sometimes they notice you're a gaijin if it's obvious enough, but if not, then like half the time I get mistaken as being Jap. Not sure how, but sometimes
The funny thing with my boyfriend and I is if we both walked in together, because I'm half Asian and he's fully blonde, blue-eyed, they would always just turn to me. Because even though I didn't look Japanese, they were like, "You look the more Japanese." Maybe you're Hafu or something and understand. But we both understood anyway.
So, but anyway, here's the menu. Here's a menu that you might see once in a while. But okay, so Amy, walk us through really quick on what you should expect when you enter a restaurant. Sometimes sometimes I see those sign-ups. What will you hear when they're seat you, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So usually what'll happen is when you walk in the door, of course, there's going to be like a little bell, you know, or whatever it is. The door opens and they see you coming in. There's kind of the host. I guess here it's like the host too. But they'll often yell out, "Irashaimase." Have you heard this before?
Yes, very loud. Irashaimase.
Yeah. Oh, お客さんがいらっしゃいました. Like the customer has come.
Oh, is that what they're
Like
literally
that.
saying?
They're just, yeah. Actually, いらっしゃいませ is like come in, but it's like very honorable toward you. So it's like, please, we humbly ask you to come in, you know. いらっしゃいませ.
Okay. I may have heard this somewhere. Yeah. So there's you come in, there's the irashaimase welcoming you, and then rapidly they might come to you if there's no sign out, if there's no, sometimes in certain restaurants there's going to be like a piece of paper or
sign up,
sign up thing outside the restaurant. I may have had a picture of this selected here, but there might be
sometimes it's just inside as well, or
I haven't seen
and
that.
then you have your chairs.
But if there's no sign up that says who the party is or number of people, which may be in Japanese or not, depending on the situation, they'll ask you what exactly. Well, they'll say in Japanese what.
First thing they usually ask is "nanme-sama desu ka?" Which is the same as "nannin desu ka?" But "nanme-sama desu ka?"
Nanme desu ka? So, How many?
It means how many people. Yeah.
Okay.
I shouldn't interrupt you. I should let
No,
you
no,
answer.
no, no. That's fine. That's fine. I'm trying to
Yeah,
test myself.
yeah. So if they were just gonna ask you in plain Japanese, if you weren't a customer, then the question is nanin desu ka? So how many people? But in this case, they're gonna use honorific language to you for everything.
See.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, typically the customer is treated very well, not like super special. You know,
Deferentially or
differentially like a guest, that kind of thing.
something?
I think that's
Hospitality.
more hospitality. You're treated at. I guess that's the more accurate way of saying. I don't know. That's the kind. That's the kind way to say.
And the plain word for guest is kyaku,
Kyaku.
but they'll make it more polite by adding o to the beginning, so okyaku, and then at the end they'll add sama, okyakusama, okyakusama.
Ah, kyaku.
Or they can say okyakusan. Okyakusan is slightly
Have you ever heard that? Because I don't think I've ever.
or less deferential.
I don't think I've ever heard it that.
Yeah, I think like you'll hear the kanji kyaku in various compounds. I want to write it somewhere, but I can't. In the chat. No, I can't.
You can yeah, go ahead and write in chat if you want to.
I had closed it. I'm gonna write it.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. While I'm typing away. See, what do you say after that? Maybe they'll ask you smoking or non-smoking.
It depends on the place, right? If there is smoking or non-smoking, they might ask you that. If you're like in izakaya, it's smoking everywhere.
Yeah.
Literally
Okay, in that
everywhere.
case, you have no choice.
No choice. That question might come up, but yeah, I guess it'd be good to recognize what they're asking you, and typically there's an order on how they ask you these. It's typically welcome. How many are you? Where do you want to be seated? If those kinds of seatings available. If not, then lead you to wherever the seat is. If it's a big place. If it's a small place, like maybe 10 people or so.
Yeah.
You know, those really small.
Those are. I mean, I've been in some places that have like, I don't know. Yeah, 10, maybe less than 10 even.
I think the smallest place I've been.
Yeah, that's true. Those really tiny places.
But they're also.
Yeah. Those places are always really legit. They're always like, owned by some local, like, elderly couple or something like that, and they've been running the business for like 20 years or something. Very cute. But and then they'll have a menu like this. Oji-san and Oba-san will have this kind of menu.
Oh, this kind of menu.
Just the plain kind, yeah.
So that's one menu. Show another menu. It's gonna be.
I can see like side menu. Oh yeah. Oh, Skylar Ricci, you were using Pimsleur. I didn't notice that. You had said that before. I had used Pimsleur a little bit.
What is Pimsleur?
To practice speaking. It's basically like audio only, and they just teach you sentences like by kind of repeating them again and again, and then they use spaced repetition to help you like remember things in the long term. But they had this way of presenting the audio that was really good. Like, for example, for the word okyakusama, which is written in the chat, they would be like this. They'd be like, ma, sama, kyakusama, okyakusama, and then you kind of practice from the back. And I kind of mimic that in my own teaching, and I find it really helpful, too. for pronunciation.
About the you get a bit of, I think a lot of it's on
Yeah.
really, it's like it depends on what you want to know. I mean, you get specific. Like, in this case, we're doing
Yeah, in this case, we don't need to worry about grammar.
no grammar. It's all vocab, all vocabulary and recognition
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what are you asking me to say. But yeah, once in a while you also get these menus, which is like very sparse. It's still mainly words. You
Yeah.
can tell you're in a ramen shop. If you're lucky, you'll also get an English menu. If you're in a place that can give you an English, consider yourself lucky. But a lot of times, it's not the. I feel like it's never the full menu.
Yeah. I guess sometimes it's hard to translate everything, and especially if there are specialty items, they may not include it. I'm just writing some of these things I see and hear.
Menma, that is
Minlaw? Some kind of. Yeah, it's like, yeah. Bamboo shoots. The other, it says green vegetables, but like it has a special name. I think it's kind of like herbs on the top right, isn't it? What does it say in the English menu?
which
Is this the English version of?
this is English
Oh no,
version.
it's a bit different.
Well, this is supposed to be the.
It's different.
Also, I don't think I got the whole this one. But it's if you're curious about some of these places that we're showing, I might mention it in passing, but sometimes I don't even remember where I like. This one I can tell you. This is a ramen shop. Where's that big Buddha statue near Tokyo?
Nara.
Not Nara.
Not Nara.
This one's near Tokyo. This one, not
Oh.
Kawagoe? Is there one in Kawagoe?
I don't know, because I was in Kansai area, so I'm not so well versed in the Kanto area.
Okay. But anyway, this place
That's why I said Nara. I was like, oh, it's. Yeah, but somewhere around there. Oh yeah, what is that?
Yeah, this one. Well, anyway, this place is called Hanabi Ramen, so they have their Hanabi Ramen special in the menu. Should be.
Yeah, Hanabi ramen. Hanabi is fireworks.
It's ramen. And let's see.
Kamakura.
Kamakura, that's it.
Kamakura Daibutsu. Okay, you got it.
I was just like walking down the street because I didn't public transportation and missed the sights as I was just walking. It's just
yeah.
I mean, it's just a normal street to. But it's amazing what you can find.
You really can. Yeah, it's really, I don't know. I feel like Japan always has a lot of restaurants everywhere too.
Restaurants.
You'll find somewhere.
Little odd boutique shops. It's I don't say this like about anywhere else, but it's a very nice place to get in.
Yeah, you can kind of feel secure.
I feel like I can say that about.
Yeah.
It's wander, explore.
It's so fun.
It's fine. So you have Google Maps to help you back.
You just need to like. I mean, I guess it's a little bit easy to get lost just because the streets are so windy, but it ends up okay, I guess. I don't know.
Streets all look the same after.
They do. They really do. They have no names.
No names. There's no names. There's no, except for the stores themselves.
Yeah. So this menu is actually like explaining all about the ramen ingredients, like chashu.
Ah, okay. So this is
pork.
This is not the menu itself.
Oh, someone's calling me? I'm rejecting this call.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is maybe the flip side of the menu, and then So, oh, what is that? Miso? Okay, so at the top left is menma, which is the bamboo shoot. The second one, I think, is miso, but... Oh, no, aji tamago. It's like the flavored egg. Yeah, and then chashu is the pork.
Braised.
I think, yeah, braised pork. Yeah, kome is rice. I guess on the side, maybe?
Actual menu.
Mm-mm.
Didn't realize that was the explanation of ingredients.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, we make it every day.
So we got into the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. So review us again on the how they ask you how many people there are. If there's an option for smoking, not smoking.
Yeah, so I'm gonna type it in the chat as well. So they'll ask something like "Nanme sama desu ka?" That's like how many people. Or if they see that you're a confused foreigner, then they might say "Nan nin desu ka?" to help you out, because that's like the simple Japanese.
Nin desu ka? That
Yeah. And then let me see. Kin en. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to find the kanji. Kin en seki. Oh, I should have put that. That's a seat where you cannot smoke. And then I can't remember what it's called when you can smoke there.
Now, generally, do they label the smoking or smoking in the restaurants? I don't remember seeing it.
The only restaurant where I've seen it labeled was this chain called Joyful with 2 L's. You're really full of joy.
I think I've seen that.
That's... Sorry?
I think I've seen that place. I've never been in
there. Yeah. It's like a really cheap famiresu, like family restaurant, right? So that one, I guess because it's a family restaurant, they clearly labeled with a sign like up on the ceiling. But I've never seen it in like an izakaya. And even when they claim to have non-smoking seats, you still get the smoke anyway, because obviously it's airborne.
And if they don't have the air intake up in the ceilings, well, some places. Actually, there was this one izakaya where I went to with Shibuya, where they had air intakes in the kaya itself.
Okay,
where if there's smoke, it should be up there. I think one of them was broken, or maybe all of them were broken. Smoke was used to smoke, and the smoke got into my eyes. That was that was bad times. Yeah, the people I was with were asking if I was okay, and I didn't realize my eyes were because of the
my gosh.
smoke.
Because you're so sensitive. Because you don't
we're not used. I don't know. Well, at least I'm usually okay around smoke. It's like not in that close proximity.
The airflow, though.
The airflow, the close proximity. So smoking. I'm just not used to it. So at least most people in North America, I feel like these days I smoke.
Yeah, we're not used to it. And I remember when I was a kid that we did have smoking and non-smoking sections when I was a really young kid.
So I still remember though.
Yeah, but they've been gone for a while. Like even in bars now, you can't smoke.
Really?
Yeah, in Canada. Or is it by province? In British Columbia, you cannot smoke inside any building other than like a private domicile. You have to be 6 meters away from any door of any building.
That's a thing here. You can still smoke, but it's definitely less common than it used to be. And I don't.
But you know, Yeah, I'm not sure how widespread it. Oh, is it across the whole country? I don't know. Oh, but you know what, Ruka? I realized I lied to you.
What?
I have seen another restaurant with clearly marked smoking section that was not only marked, but it was actually sealed off with glass.
Ah, yeah.
And
So it is nice though
it was
that if there's actually a smoking place, sometime, well, not necessarily in a restaurant, but outside restaurants,
mhm,
it's that glass booth
mhm,
where
mhm.
people who smoke. It's like
Yeah.
smokers.
And that's called the kitsuen seki. I remembered now, kitsuen.
Gitsuen
And it was
seki.
always hard to hear because they are always like kinen seki desu ka? Kitsuen seki desu ka?
Oh
And you're like,
yeah,
both of those have ki at the beginning.
it runs together. And if you're not used to
Yeah, yeah,
listening
yeah.
to it, it's difficult.
Mhm.
Even I still get bogged down. Talk to me in Japanese in Japan because they talk so fast. It's like I'm confident in speaking it slowly, but so
Mm-mm.
fast I can't catch it.
Yeah, if they would just slow down.
Tobacco ruins the taste of food. Some people would. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, I suppose for the most part, yes. But then again, smoke. I guess it depends.
Tobacco smoke is gross.
It depends on the application, but tobacco smoke probably yes.
Yeah. Oh, but Ruka, can you guess? Can you guess what American chain restaurant this booth was in? It was a cheap one. It was a cheap American chain. It was Burger King. It was Burger King. It had a smoking section.
Burger King has a well. I know Burger. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, I know we're kind of getting lost with the lesson stuff here, and
Oh
we'll
yes, yes.
no, that's fine, because part of this is also stories, stories, what to expect, so just experience in general, but and then we work the lessons in. Go anyway, but the funny thing is the fast food chains that you know in North America, it's like just very plain, right? They serve sodas, maybe juice, and burgers typically. But
Yeah,
in Japan, it's like they will also
it
sell
is.
you
Yeah.
beer. They'll also sell you
Yeah,
alcohol. And
you could buy Heineken at that Burger King.
really Heineken? I
Only Heineken.
only
Only.
Heineken. Really? I mean, I was surprised when I first found that out. It's like, wait, Wendy's? I don't know what First Kitchen is, but apparently Wendy's First Kitchen is a thing. But
Oh.
and it's like, I guess First Kitchen is some other restaurant, and then Wendy's and First Kitchen kind of collab together, and then they totally different menu. But Wendy's has like
Oh, weird.
also has like a also sells beer. I think McDonald's also sells beer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And KFC. Yeah, like Wendy's, I didn't see in Japan. I saw KFC and Burger King, but I wouldn't be surprised after having seen Heineken or Burger King. Yeah.
I think the only place seen is are the actual Japanese chains. Don't remember seeing or
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah. I haven't seen or noticed. Yeah.
Most part I have seen a Burger King. I have seen it in Wendy's. Not sure about
Yeah.
but let me just
McDonald's doesn't that I know. Well, okay, I don't know. Like my McDonald's didn't.
okay. Well, I mean it's probably
But-
probably standard.
Yeah, I feel like it like Burger King in Japan when I mean in Himeji, that's like the closest city to us, like of a decent size. They opened that Burger King halfway through my stay there and it was like Burger King. Special. McDonald's is everywhere. It's not special.
Well, the menu in McDonald's is kind of
Oh,
special.
the menu is okay. But the menu in every fast food restaurant in Japan is like, or most restaurants seem to be really seasonal and like with exciting promos.
That's the nice thing. That's a nice thing. At least you get
Mhm.
at least each
It's really
season
nice.
something different comes out. It's not
Mhm.
the same menu every single.
Mhm.
It's kind of nice. I do that seasonal stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I
but
really liked that for the drinks and everything as well. Like it makes it fun.
it does. I wish we had that. I don't know why. It's just not. Why not?
Yeah, yeah. We just drink the same thing or eat the same thing.
Boy.
Maybe.
I've been trying to look for the menu. Apparently, I take a picture of it. It's just the showed.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so smoking, non-smoking.
Mhm.
Once we get to the menu, like I said, sometimes you'll get this menu that has no pictures whatsoever, but oftentimes you'll actually get something.
Mhm.
Sushi places for sure, they will
Oh,
have
yeah, yeah.
pictures everywhere. They want to show you.
Yeah, they always have like really close-up pictures. Oh yeah, here's the this makes it really easy to understand.
This makes it really
Oh
easy.
yeah, this is fancy.
This is sushi zenmai in Osaka.
Ah, nice, nice.
For most people. I mean, it's a place a lot of tourists go to, but it's also a place a lot of go to.
Yeah, just because it actually is really good.
It's good.
Yeah, and this looks like it's the fall menu.
It was, yes, it was around fall. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, and it actually says like like on the very right it says Kyokujo Hon Maguro, so like top quality, real tuna.
Real tuna. Is there such thing as fake tuna, Dan?
Or maybe who knows? Like I don't know if that just means it's like I don't know if that implies that there's fake tuna or if this just means like this is the real deal. I think it just means this is the real deal. And then it says, the second line says Akino Umi no Sachi. So it's like the harvest of the sea of fall.
So it's like seasonal seafood.
It's seasonal seafood, yeah. It's fresh.
Seafood.
Super fresh.
I guess they do have.
It's upside down.
I know. I'm trying to flip it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. And then under oh yeah. This one's like about the sets. Setto nigiri. Oh, we need to flip it horizontal. Oh wait. Oh whoa. Okay, I'm gonna stop interfering because obviously
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Hold on. Let me reset.
The one on the top is good now, though.
All right, guys. The picture things never works out for. Okay. But yeah, here's an example.
Oh, shochu!
Here's an example of where you might see an actual menu with pictures, and it's like, okay, yeah, these are the sets. This is what you can order. A lot of times you can just point to the picture and they'll take it like that as a, which makes it really simple.
Oh, that's why you have to know kore o kudasai.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Please.
Kore kudasai is I think kore kudasai is say.
Yeah.
Something.
Kore kudasai.
Kore to. if you have a budget. Actually, if it's something. Menu. I have it somewhere.
Oh yeah, then you can go like I'm gonna write it here. blah blah blah. To-
This one. Here's an a la
blah blah
carte menu.
blah.
All the sushi.
Ooh, zoom in.
It's actually
Let's take a look at this.
a fairly reasonable price actually for seafood. Size
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
they give.
I feel like the prices of food in Japan always seemed more reasonable to me than here.
Very reasonable. Sure how they make, to be honest, considering the prices they have on the menu and even the accommodations a lot of times.
Hmm.
But
I think a lot of it is just pure efficiency, to be honest.
Mhm.
Like, sometimes even like, like for example, in many restaurants, you can't just sit around waiting for the server to come to you because they'll never come to you.
yes.
You have to yell at them.
There's the important one. There's the important one. A lot of times in any other place, I think any other place in the world, you do not call the waiter, they come to you. But in Japan anyway, it's like sumimasen, and then try to wave them
Yeah.
down.
Hi.
If
Or there's a button.
a what?
A button
A
that buzzes them.
If there's a button, that makes it a lot easier. But if there's no button, then you have to yell.
Yeah, in
It's-
like a normal restaurant, you have to yell, but at like a chain restaurant, they usually have this like ability to have their buzzer system, I guess.
I mean, to me, it's like, it's weird at first that you have to yell someone down to come to you, but at the same time, it's like, it's kind of fun. Yes, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it because I don't need them to come find me. And I like it that I can call them anytime, I guess, as well.
I also like it that they don't bother you.
Mhm,
Some restaurants are, it's like,
mhm.
is your meal okay? Yes, thank you. But I'm trying.
Yeah. And then other things too are like kind of automated in a lot of places, so I think they can just have fewer staff members. Just because they don't have to fuss as much about all these little things.
Yes. Actually,
Nice.
I think I have a picture of one of the touchscreen.
Yeah,
Like,
sushi places have this a lot. Oh, lots of places have it.
I don't think this was a sushi. This was actually getting which days these are, because here's our by day. That's how the camera sorted them.
Yeah.
See, this might be a video and so there's stuff on screen right now.
Like it.
You're like,
It reminds me of my desk.
oh, my desk is
Like,
like,
even in my classroom, I would have like piles and piles of papers by the end of the day. Like, okay, now I have to sort through all of it.
my desk is like this right now.
Yeah.
Right now, what you see on the screen is probably the statement. Except for maybe the right immediately in front piece of.
You have to leave some usable area.
See if
Let's see, what are all these things? Oh, look at that poor little shrimp.
about the poor.
He's got his head still. I always pity them when they have their heads.
I actually enjoy that. Maybe because I'm sadistic. I don't.
It's decorative.
It's
yeah.
decorative, but okay. Regarding food, a lot of people people may or may not mention this regarding when you order food here. When you order food here in the north, you typically get a lot of food. Maybe you might finish it. Oftentimes you don't, and you take it back with you at home if you be back, which you should. But
Oh yeah, I was always raised to bring everything home.
but in Japan, be careful what you order, because when you order it, typically that you can eat at that point, because there's no such thing as a doggy bag.
Yeah,
I think they're
you
starting.
cannot bring it home.
I think some places are starting to do that because of the COVID thing.
Yeah.
But before that, that did not exist.
Yeah, you're not supposed to just leave something, I guess. But I guess like it shows the nature of the food, and I've seen it done with big fish even at fancy parties, like at the really expensive parties for work, at like the year-end party, the Bonenkai. I've even seen like a fried fish where it was perfectly cut into little nuggets, you know, no bones, no nothing, all fried, and they're placed on the plate. But then like at the end was the tail, and at the other end was like the head, also fried, just to make the complete fish, you know. And it makes it very, it like is demonstrating to you, I guess, what it is.
It's very decorative. I mean, they do put a lot of effort in presentation. I appreciate, because we don't typically do that here, because that's like high-end restaurant stuff, right?
Yeah, that is high end.
But they do it for everything there. Everything, even this picture. It's one of it. It's pictures.
Oh.
This thing, omelet rice.
Don't worry.
Omelet rice. Even this. What does it say on the omelet rice?
I think I'm lagging.
You think you're lagging?
Here we go. Yeah. Mononopu. It's just a cute little saying. I don't think it means anything.
Is this a maid cafe?
It's a maid cafe.
I've never been to a maid cafe. I can't bring myself to go into one.
You should try.
I don't know. I think I would die from the cringe. I feel like I would die from the cringe before anything else.
So yeah, when you come in, of course, you'll get the same. You'll get a different version of everything you've heard so far. So instead of just "irashaimase," "okyakusama ga irashaimashita" or something, like customers have come, they might call you like "ojo-sama" or "goshujin-sama," which are like mistress and master. You know, so they'll be like "irashaimase, goshujin-sama, ojo-sama." And then when they write it, they'll write it and draw the cat, and then they'll be like, and I'm gonna write something. I don't even know what it means.
It's probably just
I don't know if it means anything. Or a catchphrase, maybe, I think, too. But yeah, it's really funny. Omurice is a kind of classic maid cafe food.
Isn't omurice like something you would make at home? It's not. Is that?
Yeah. It's the kind of thing kids eat all the time.
Okay.
When the kids are like being picky, you're like, fine, I'll make you like omurice.
So it's kind of like the mac and cheese around.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to mac and cheese for some people.
That's like I've got some mac and cheese and then a beer.
Mac and cheese and a beer. That's some fancy mac and cheese. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
But
like just think like the kind of mac and cheese you get at like a burger joint where the burger costs $15. You know.
It's probably like subpar burger, but you're here in it. So you're in this setting.
Yeah, maid cafe demo nedan ga takai yo. The price is high in maid cafes. This was an expensive omurice. I remember being like, I don't remember how. It was something like $30 for me to get a little omurice.
Oh, did you go to Kichi
Some
Kichi?
beer and then some piece of cake or something.
Did you go to Kichi Kichi also?
To where?
Kichi Kichi in Kyoto. I think it's a place that kind of famous, I think. Omelette rice with the Honda sauce. It's a famous place. You have to like get a reservation.
Okay.
Omelette there is like.
But they probably have really good food.
It's supposedly really good food. I've never tried it. I can't say.
Yeah.
I just know it's famous.
because in that kind of case, I would just assume that there's something about that restaurant that makes it like worthy of a visit. In this case, it's just the like made experience,
It's very
and
it's
then everything else is whatever.
a lot of this experience, and I think that's something that that people have to, I guess, keep in mind when they go into restaurants. Yes, Japan has really good food, but a lot of the times the food is also secondary to the experience, and atmosphere is definitely
Atmosphere, yeah.
it's definitely more important in some places, especially in, I guess, fancier places. In that case, once in a some legit stuff. No. Is this Korean barbecue or yakiniku?
It's yakiniku. Yeah.
Just
But
looking
this is ramen. Oh, I see you. Okay, now I hear the ramen. Ah, yeah. And I was with my sister, so that's my sister across the table from me. But, you know, even though it's called yakiniku instead of Korean barbecue, like,
it's essentially the same.
it's basically the same. Maybe the grills are usually a slightly different. Like, this is kind of different from what I expect when I go to Korean barbecue, but I'm not really sure. But there's kimchi on the side. Look,
Yeah,
you can see the kimchi.
Yeah, the side
There's always kimchi.
side
at
dishes is
yakiniku.
what it's kind of, because usually in Korean side dish,
Mhm.
don't know if typical Japanese yakiniku side dish, it might just my impression is
I think this is the development or something, maybe.
because typically when I imagine yakiniku, I don't side dish, it's like vegetables. They might have some pickled stuff, but not necessarily kimchi. Definitely some rice also. That's my impression.
Yeah, like I wonder now. I've definitely been to places where it didn't seem to have as much Korean extra stuff like kimchi. And then I've definitely also been to places that were stated to be a Korean barbecue, and the style was like slightly different from this. So, you know, I think though, like, people just know that all these foods go together, and that now people want to eat kimchi. Kimchi is just growing in popularity in Japan, I think. Like, you can buy it at 7-Elevens.
Okay.
So.
I realized I was I don't. Okay, I think backtrack a bit. As far as your experiences in Japan, your first impression, you went there as
An ALT. Yeah.
what was your,
Assistant language teacher.
so what was your, if you don't mind sharing where you, the area you were in, if you don't mind sharing that, about what was your impression of Japan as far customs, food, anything, just anything?
Yeah, so I was in Hyogo Prefecture, Hyogo-ken, and the city I lived in was like a small nowhere little town. And I guess like the closest big city would be Kobe. So we could go there if we wanted to on the weekend. But I guess the funny thing is, when I got there, of course I started in Tokyo, and then we rode the Shinkansen through all these big cities. And then when I actually got to my real placement where I lived, I was surprised by how old-fashioned and rural it was.
Yes.
Then like in hindsight, of course, that's what it was going to be like. But it's even more old-fashioned than I think the rural areas of Canada.
Yeah.
Like, just because in the rural areas, they don't have any reason, I guess, to pave over everything and make huge shopping malls and stuff. so it was not the same as my image of like this hyper modern Japan, I guess. But that's really charming, I think, though.
So I think most people, when they think of Japan, they only Tokyo, maybe Osaka once in a while, but mostly Tokyo. And also maybe once in a while they think of Kyoto for all the traditional buildings and temples and such like that. But
Yeah.
what I've noticed when I first, maybe not when I first Japan, maybe when second trip, a lot of Japan is actually very, and you notice you notice that especially when you're on the Shinkansen, because on the Shinkansen, you see a lot of small villages on the side, a bunch of rice paddies,
Mhm.
and not really many big cities. The big cities are big.
Yeah. But the small towns are real small.
Really
like
small.
people still speak in dialect. You know, all the road. Okay, the infrastructure is usually pretty nice.
Mhm.
Like the roads are usually pretty well kept and everything. But you know, like the buildings will be old. Like my building was old. It was an old apartment building,
Was
which
it
doesn't surprise me because it was like probably all that the school district could really afford.
It's probably
hmm So yeah, like it was drafty and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay.
suppose you had to get used to the kerosene heater. I think that's what they used.
Oh, I just used kotatsu, and then I actually had an air conditioning unit that had a heater, so it was like a space heater, but not. Oh wait, no, you're right. I did have one. I did have a kerosene heater. Wait, was that a kerosene heater? Let me Google it quickly.
Kerosene's actually, I think, pretty. I've only had experience with it. That was at the
Oh, that was at the school. We had these. Then they were huge. Yeah.
same one you typically.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, see, like this. So the kind of thing that surprised me was like in the winter, the school was freezing cold, and the teachers would wear their coats in the classroom. The students had blazers, but they couldn't put on any extra. Oh no, they could put on a sweater underneath.
Sweater
As soon as the teacher turned on the kerosene heater, the kids would run, and like crowd around it and huddle until class started.
So
Because it's cold and drafty. I don't know why.
I mean, I know
Everywhere.
I know like a lot of places in Japan's like all their buildings are typically made of wood, though there's probably some exceptions here and because you don't typically see like bricks or insulation in general.
There's no such thing as insulation as far as I've seen.
Insulation, I understand it. It's distant except for me. Even then, probably not as good as some places.
So that, I guess, yeah, and rural life is always more of a shock. I think when you go into another country, if you're in a big city, you don't have to suffer that much culture shock. It's like kind of the same as any other big city, and you can probably find things in your own language if you really, really want to. But in rural Japan, there's nowhere to go.
Nowhere
So
to
you're kind of
go.
stuck.
English is very, very limited in Japan.
Yeah.
You're lucky that the
Yeah, yeah.
signs are actually bilingual at some places because I think that's standard. This part.
I think anything that's like public transit will have Romaji. Yeah, but it's still easy to get lost.
Still easy to get lost. I mean, I know we're trying to do in here sidetrack stories. I like the stories. I like the stories.
Story time, yeah.
Story
I love
times.
story time.
But really, the two biggest tools that will get you through Japan for the most part, even if you don't speak the language, it's Google Maps, Lens for the images, and then Maps for just getting around. So if you're gonna be, if you're there for long term, maybe try to actually learn.
Yeah, yeah.
It just makes it easier.
But I use Google Maps. I would never start driving somewhere without it. In my city, fine, but yeah.
I think don't remember. I think ever since I started, it's for exploration and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
use Google. It's just
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
The streets
I think
are
it's not just like foreigners too, because I feel like every car I've been in has navigation, navi.
Hmm.
Every single Japanese person's car that I've been in had navigation in it.
I think that's pretty common
Y-
these days.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. But like, that's the only reason why people can get anywhere, because there are just no street names or anything. Like, I just can't even fathom without it
Yeah,
how
but
people get around.
on foot though, on foot, where
Okay, on foot. Yes, 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 yes.
on foot most
Still want Google Maps.
like still want Google Maps on foot because I think for most visitors, they're probably not going to be driving for the most part.
That's true. That's true.
And the whole train thing can be a whole different session another time. But
Yes, the trains can get
trains,
crazy.
well, it can, but if you have tools and it's not as people get out.
Yeah, if you know like where to look and stuff for the schedule, it's fine.
General navigation as far as travel, Google Maps, but whenever you get to a town, it doesn't matter what town. Right next to the station, there's probably going to be a map of the town. And sometimes if well, a lot of times, maybe a lot of times, not all the time, there's on that map will be places that things that you might want to see or not. It depends, because there's definitely some really small towns that it's like nothing.
Yeah, my town was big enough that it did have a map at the station.
Yeah, so there's always a map. Someone always wants to use a map, or at least they print a map just because. But the connection, as far as internet connection, even I feel most of it was pretty okay. I didn't have too much of an issue, except in tunnels.
The data was really good. I always used a lot of data as well, and it was fine because in Japan it's much more affordable.
I think I've gone through. Well, I mainly reserve data, navigation.
Yeah.
Stuff like it stretches more. It stretches, does kill your back.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I've gone during my stay between 8 to almost 50 gigs of data, just from navigation and some random stuff. I don't typically go through that much here.
Yeah, because you're not walking
Everywhere.
from place to place so much, I guess.
I suppose so. But I feel like even if I was somewhere, even if I try with, I feel like I use that much data, stay for the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. Anyway, so
Google Maps and Google Lens. I've never used Google Lens.
It works for the most part. So I'm trying to find an example. It works if the print on whatever you're have it. Oh, sorry. Nope. Got Amy. Okay, sorry. Amy's back.
Oh, Amy.
You're back.
Here I am. Setto nigiri.
So like
menu.
this. Yeah. So like this one. Google Maps will be able to explain to you what all stuff. Not Google Maps. Lens. But also I think this one. I'm not sure if it's very. Picture. Nope, nope. Wrong scene. Darn it. Okay.
Setto nigiri, set sushi. Look how they translate nigiri as sushi.
Okay.
That's like a common
Is
thing I heard.
like? I mean, it's not entirely accurate, right? So nigiri is the.
Or people think sashimi first when they think of sushi.
Mm,
And then after, yeah, Japanese people.
oh.
And then nigiri, and then maki is like, they're like, oh, I guess that's a kind of sushi.
Yeah, I think maki, the rolls, which is the typical sushi
in North America.
in North America, maki rolls, though definitely spin type of sushi.
Yeah.
Japan, the nigiri and sashimi are the most, because I think they're more used to natural flavor.
Yeah.
So if you probably gave them sushi, they'll probably take pretty easy.
Yeah, like everybody likes them, but I think like they're just not as fine dining. It's just
not
rice,
fine
which is nothing.
But I mean, the I mean, in this case, it's kind of mid-end dining, and
this is mid-end. Yeah,
this is mid-end. This is mid-end dining. I mean, you also
at
have
expensive work parties. We only had sashimi.
Oh, sashimi is the more expensive.
Only sashimi, yeah, because it's pure fish. The rice is like filler.
Ah, okay.
But I like rice. My favorite is maki sushi.
Rice is good.
But
yeah, if you're lucky, if you're lucky, and the restaurant gives you a bilingual, which this kind of does. It kind of is. The set the set menus are not translated, but you can always point to them if for what you want to order. But underneath each set, I'm not sure if it shows up on the screen, like an English under the sets that explains what.
With 12 pieces with half tuna roll. Oh yeah.
I think more in a sushi explain.
This place is thinking about all the people who can't read Japanese.
Yeah. Well, this is
maybe they have a lot of foreign guests.
This isn't a tourist spot, and also Sushi Zenmai is pretty. I wouldn't call it a chain, but it's pretty big in. It's got a. I guess it's kind of sort of like a sushi chain, but it's like mid-end sushi chain compared to all the kaiten sushi, the small kaiten dog.
Yeah, like kappa sushi.
Kappa sushi or
kappa sushi is the one that was near me.
There was another.
But I do love them, but they're cheap for a reason.
And also you'll get this. Sometimes you'll find.
Look at this pancake restaurant.
This is a pancake restaurant. This is Flippers. So this.
Kawaii desho. That's so cute.
So actually, this is a Japanese pancake shop. Flippers.
Yeah.
They do the souffle pancakes. This is the really fluffy. Let me get a.
Yeah, I feel like the higher the stack, the better.
I mean, obviously, I've had this because.
Guys, pancakes are very oshare. They're very stylish. Oshare.
I don't understand.
Because they're Western desserts that you eat at a cafe.
But we don't. Here's the funny thing: we don't think of them really as desserts. It's more breakfast food for the most part.
Yeah.
But here,
look at how they have English everywhere.
Yeah, this is definitely all English. This is outside the restaurant. I don't think really foreigners visit this area because there's more. There's a local. Well, this is like in a local neighborhood. I want to say there's probably maybe it's half a station. So
Okay,
this is in a local neighborhood in Tokyo. I want to say this is. I'll probably remember it later. Just know it's a local restaurant, but
okay.
everything here is English. And this is the kind of pancakes they make. It's not your typical flapjacks where it's like thin and you have a lot of it at one time. These are very soft. These are called souffle pancakes. I think it's also called. Well, I've tried making these before, but they're basically egg white pancakes
Okay.
with some batter. It's definitely doesn't use as much flour as typical pancake does.
That would
These
weight it down, I guess, right?
it would weigh it down.
Mm. Kiseki pancake, plain. Kiseki pancake, fresh fruit.
What is
Do you
kiseki?
know what kiseki means?
Explain to me because I'm not quite sure.
It means miracle. It's a miracle pancake.
Miracle. Well, I would call it a miracle to be.
Yeah, it looks pretty miraculous.
It is pretty miraculous.
Miracle pancakes. Kawaii desu yo.
But basically, when I got it, it looks pretty much like.
Nice,
thing.
nice. They deliver on their goods.
They do. They deliver on the goods, and it was really good. It's like
Oishiso! Oishiso!
it's
Seems
expensive.
delicious.
It's expensive, but totally worth it. But basically, the way you eat this, it's like 2 forks. You use the 2 forks to pull this apart. If you try to smash it down, you can't really easily. It's that delicate.
Yeah, it's too fluffy. Oh, it's so delicate.
It's like. But the English menu, though, it's like very stylish cafe
Yeah.
stuff. You will. I think this is typical for a cafe. It doesn't matter if it's doesn't matter if foreigners come or not. It's just typical cafe.
Yeah, because it's, like I said, it's oshare. It's very stylish. So, like, the people who come here are probably, like, young Japanese people who are, like, interested in trying, I don't know, foreign food and reading foreign menus and stuff, you know? And I'm sure the benefit is also that anybody can read it, but a lot of it is just trying to look cool, I think.
Trying to look cool.
And it works. Look how good it looks.
It does look very good. And if you look in the side, it's not very God, it's not very
Sorry.
it's not very easy to see. But you also have the eggs salad thing. You don't typically see that except for the cafe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even order this, to be honest. It's on my thing.
But you know what? Actually, you know what this looks like? This looks like a cafe in my area here in Vancouver. And I think, like, yeah, these really, I don't know, these breakfast foods are being elevated. I think it's just a trend. Elevated breakfast food.
Elevated breakfast food, organic only. And,
Organic only. Look at this salmon and avocado pancake. I mean, how do you elevate it above that?
I mean, this is like 1100, 1200 yen each, but I feel like it might be worth it. I mean, no, well, maybe for the quality ingredients, it might be worth it. But I feel like because I'm a cheap North American, I like, just give me the volume. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely like a place where cool people would go, I feel. That's like, have you seen Kimi no Nawa?
I have, actually. It's been a while, though.
Yeah. You know how at the beginning she like really just wants to go to a cafe? She hates her small town and she's like, cafe ni ikitai! I want to go to a cafe! And he, like, her friend's like, here's the cafe in town, and it's like a vending machine. But when she finally gets to Tokyo, she gets to a cafe, and this is what she wanted. Her dream. The rural girl's dream.
There's that style of cafe, and also there's the one that in style of cafe thing.
Oh yeah, what did I put here?
Show the this part.
Oh yeah. Like instead of pancakes, I think it would like the pancakes are special, guys. The pancakes are really special. Usually you'll have like cake,
Oh,
and
this
this
is
is a really
cake?
nice little sampler, a cake sampler I got.
Oh,
And then like you'll see that there, I think it's like chai tea. I think I was drinking chai and somebody was drinking matcha across from me. And this is like where the hipsters would go.
oh my gosh, there's hipsters everywhere.
There are hipsters everywhere.
Even in Japan. Well, I think it's more obvious.
Hmm. Or I guess like, yeah, you know, like everyone kind of looks like stylish and it matches the atmosphere. This is what you were talking about earlier. Atmosphere is so important, right?
Atmosphere is very important, but you know what? If you think about it, when you eat, it's not just what you eat. The experience you have. If you have the same food
Yeah.
in different places, I think I've heard this before. Actually, it might affect the taste a little.
Yeah, for sure. And the presentation on the plate and everything, like, So I just put in the chat the word funiki. It's just like it's the atmosphere.
Is that is that something they stress a lot whenever go into a restaurant? Maybe not. At least I don't think I've run across that.
It's like it's really funny because there are the extremes where it's like really cheap gyudon places are the most sparse cafeteria style things you could ever see, you know? And then there's like everything in between all the way to like really fancy, I guess. And I guess like you can kind of tell like the people who go into these places with the beautiful food are like really stylish young people who just want to be surrounded by beautiful things. And then the people who are like, well, what I would often do is buy like a $5 gyudon at the station, you know? But then it's like the sparsest place ever.
Sparse.
It's like instead of ordering with a person, there are a lot of machines, and this is a cafeteria thing, like a shokudo thing. Okay, I'm gonna put this word in here. Shokudo is like a cafeteria, or a food court almost, but instead of talking to someone to order, you usually order from a machine. So you pay the machine, and it prints you a slip, and then you just hand it to the person when you get to like the food line. And then they just quickly assemble it and send you on your way, you know?
I see.
Yeah, and so like for example, in Himeji Station there was this one called, oh, what was it called? Eki. Oh no. Eki men or something. Ah, Ekisoba.
Ah,
Ekisoba,
so
because
train
soba is
soba.
noodles, right?
Train soba.
Yeah, train soba or like station soba. And that's what it was like. You paid at the machine, which was just outside the little door, and then the door would like open, it would slide open for you. Just don't even talk to the guy, just give him the slip. They'll quickly assemble your food, and then you don't even sit. There's just like a standing counter.
I've actually done this.
Sorry, you've never done this?
I've actually done this, actually.
Oh, you have? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where did you do this? Where?
Anyway, sorry. I was basically as you were saying, and this is actually typical for ramen shops also. So just don't think this is like something for cheap places, because even ramen shops will also do this. But in ramen shops, I feel like it's usually noodle shops of some sort. But anyway, soba in the eki soba, so the train station soba place, there will be a vending machine outside the shop, or you have all the options for the food. Now I don't think I have one. I don't think I have a picture of one of what the machines might be. But a lot of times it's Japanese owned. You
Oh
might
yeah.
you might
Yeah,
get
yeah.
lucky with some English descriptions depending place. And also if you're lucky, you
Mhm.
might get some pictures that go
Mhm.
with those
Some
slips.
of them have them, yeah, but not everyone.
I'm gonna try to look for one so we have.
Oh, here. Oh, this is such
But
a tiny little picture.
I'm also gonna try to look. But basically, you pick your meal, put the money in the vending machine, you get a ticket, like it says, and then when you go in and you give the ticket, um, you may not have a place to sit because it probably doesn't exist. But yeah, I did this like early morning one time, to somewhere else,
Oh,
or like it's usually only around the Shinkansen area.
yeah, like this had a Shinkansen stop.
You get this.
This I sent you one in Discord. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the exact place that I went to.
See it?
It almost looks nicer now, actually. It's upgraded.
Set that. Okay. This looks a little bit different, but this is the vending machine. This is typically what the vending machine will look like. So instead of getting the
The white
irishaimasen,
one, yeah.
you don't even get an irishaimasen when you go into the shop. you just
No
go
one
in.
talks to you.
No one talks to you. And
Maybe they will. Maybe.
and this is typically a solo thing that you.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can come in with a party, but don't expect seating for your party. You just go in one by one.
Mm.
And you don't even get the niceties. It's just come in, give your ticket, get out.
Mhm.
All,
Yeah.
all maybe in 5
You
minutes.
slurp it up. You slurp it up fast. You slurp it up before the train comes.
That's the point. And typically you'll find this like behind the Shinkansen area. You don't typically find this in the local.
Mhm. In this case, this was on the platform because it was a pretty busy station, but
Mhm.
like there was room enough, I guess, for it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But look at the buttons. See how some of them have a picture, but some of them are just plain. You have to. I mean, like the picture isn't the greatest, I guess.
I think from what we can tell, sure, it's, the two big buttons up top have a photo of what the food's supposed to look like.
Yeah. And then these are just like varieties down below.
I think the rest of them you can't really see much.
You have to just read and know, I think. But the benefit of this system is that even if this is a situation where you have no idea how to speak Japanese, if you can put money in the machine and push a button, you will get food.
Put a money machine, get food. I think there was a time when I didn't understand how these. I think what I tried to do is pick something out first and then put money. But no, I think you put money in first and then pick something out.
Yeah, cause it like, oh hi Devin, hello. Yeah, you have to. Usually, I think you feed in the money and then it will kind of activate buttons as you reach that price. You know, like. So if you were just pushing the buttons and then putting the money in, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, I think I messed up like 2 or 3. What was it? And there was a little cafeteria place in big site, big convention center in Tokyo. And there was like a huge line behind me. I was trying to pick something specific. I stopped somehow 3 or 4 times. It's a whole lot of pressure when there's a lot of people behind.
本当にそうですね. That's true. Pressure.
I mean, you don't think about it too much most of the time, but when a lot of people just want to get something from the ticket, It's like, okay. It's like
Yeah.
you feel that social pressure that you don't feel probably anywhere else. I
Yeah.
feel like that's it might just be because I got used to Japan after. I don't know.
I've definitely bowed out of the front of the line many a time.
Mm.
Like, please, dozo, dozo. Oh, here, if you need to bow to the line, guys, if you need to bow out of the line, you can say dozo, osaki ni. Oh no, sorry, let's go. Osaki ni dozo is better.
Sakenido, which means
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. So if you need to bow out of the line because the pressure is getting to you and you're like, I don't understand, and the person behind you can say, Osaki ni dozo, and then you can run away.
at least temporarily.
You go first.
Go first. I can't decide. Can't figure out this system somehow.
Shistemu ga wakarimasen.
So yeah, I mean the vending machine thing is convenient, but it's so depending on the situation, it could be a little stressful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Still, hope the sound doesn't. I don't remember what town this was specifically. This was the shop.
Special teishoku.
Kind of. But anyway, so this is like a rural town, but even in this rural town, there are no, what do you call it? There are no. It's not a place tourists will go typically. Like
Yeah.
99.9 out of percent of the time, you will not go here unless you know this place specifically. And it is 45 minutes away from the station.
Oh,
By-
wow.
By foot and probably also by bus because you have to wait for the bus to get there. So it's probably easier to go on. Check it out yourself, even though it takes 45 minutes. But in this place, though, lots of pictures, lots of pictures, and lots of. Well, you don't even have to use like Google Lens. And actually, you don't even have to call for anyone to take your order. What they do in this place is, it's actually one of those places where you sign up to be seated, but their sign up system here is actually electronic, which is something I haven't seen before. So even for some place in the Inaka, which is not some place you would expect to see an electronic sign up sheet, but this one has it for some reason.
But it does happen because even in you'd be surprised at some of the technology, like at Kaiten Sushi, how they measure your bill is just some
The Kaiten Sushi.
magnet plates or something, you know.
Oh yeah, the Kaiten Sushi. I've definitely seen that at Kaiten Sushi.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
well, at least I think in one Kaiten, they only have one color plates. Depending on the place you go, it's gonna be different colored plates, right? But
Yeah.
in some, there's only one color plate. Deposit that into a slot, and how many plates go in. That's
Yeah.
that's how.
I've seen that in videos, but never been to one with a slot.
Let me see if I can.
Total order is their number one special, which was a fried rice, chicken soup, and assorted meats. Also a side order of neck, and then 2 desserts, just because. All for about 24 bucks. That is really good. Would recommend this place to anyone. Total order.
こんばんは。一番定食 neck. Oh, you got some neck.
Yeah, actually,
Yuzu sherbet.
this was.
Sherbet.
I guess this was my bill.
And then bun tiramisu. Oh, okay, tiramisu. It's your actually like if you want the bill, you just call them with that bottom right button. But if you want a refill or something, you can order it on the right-hand side where it says okawari. That's a refill.
Yeah, this one actually, I don't think this one had English option. Any of this.
Oh, it didn't. Okay.
So
yeah.
this was all. So you just kind of had to guess what to do. In this case.
At least there are pictures.
There's pictures for the food, but as far as cashing out, it's like you just try out all the buttons.
Yeah, so at the bottom, let me give you kanji lesson. Well, at the bottom it says top.
Thing.
The second one is chumon, which is order, chumon. The third one is rekishi, history, and the final one is okaike, the bill. Okaike. Okaike onegai shimasu.
これはかっこいいですね。
かっこいい.
I kind of wish we had this system. Restaurants here.
That's what this. I love this because then you go at your own pace and you can take your time, like carefully selecting everything.
Here's something I've noticed also as food culture. A lot of times here we order one thing for everyone. And that's it. Over there, depending on the situation, usually, and let's say in an izakaya situation, you order something that's typically shared for the two.
Yeah.
And 2, you don't order everything at once. Order them as.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that's the same way. It's like what we were talking about earlier, as far as not wasting food, like eating everything.
It's like it's a good system for family people, I think. Or I don't know. It was hard for us as young foreigners to always agree because I'm like it usually works out and Japanese people are happy, but what happens is that people who eat a lot and drink a lot get a really good deal, and people who don't drink alcohol or who are vegetarian or something lose a lot of money.
Because you split the bill regardless, right?
Yeah, and I had one friend who was vegetarian and she wanted to quit drinking, so she barely ate anything and it was all like salad and stuff. And she was so upset about it. I didn't eat so much, but I drank a lot.
I think those kinds of situations.
That's different, I think.
That's a different. So I guess let's just say if you got yourself in a situation where you're going with friends or maybe strangers in Japan. Somehow you met some really nice strangers in streets in Japan, and that's happened once in a while, and you hang out and you go to a restaurant. Always be sure to ask how to split the bill.
Yeah,
are we sharing the cost for every splitting it? Kind of thing. Is there actually a way to say that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what is it? Wait.
Because I feel like this would be useful.
会計は別々ですか?
別々です。
Or 一緒ですか? But That's like, so yeah, betsu betsu is like, but betsu betsu sounds like you want to split the items like Canadian or American style. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Not
by
sure.
myself.
I'm not sure exactly.
So I need to remember the word for when you actually just want to like split it evenly. Why can't I remember? Why can't I remember?
Yeah, I would help you out here.
Oh, I'm just, yeah, it'll be okay.
I would help you out. I would help you out here. The thing is, whenever I think I've only been in a situation where I've actually done this once, and I think we split everything according to what we split it.
Yeah, so that was like betsu betsu.
Yeah.
I think.
The thing is, it's also some.
Warikan.
I don't think the topic ever came up. We just understood that everything split according to what we ordered, except for the one time to like the restaurant, not izakaya. Everything was split according to. We hopped to the izakaya. I think we split everything. Everything was everyone was sharing at that, so it's like just split it.
And that was like an even split.
Even split.
Yeah, that's warikan. That's what I just put in the chat. Warikan ni shimashou.
Okay, that's
yeah.
Split it.
Warikan is like split, and then betsu betsu de haraimasu ka is like, are you going to pay by yourselves or like totally individually?
Okay.
Betsu betsu de is totally separately.
Let's see.
And then, but like actually, people in Japan, like Japanese people, observe to us that foreigners really like to pay separately.
Well, it's more fair that way, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we have this idea that like, no, you order this, you pay for this.
Yeah.
But then at Japanese parties, it was usually like warikan, like totally flat.
I feel
but that's
like,
why.
I mean, I feel like if you're sharing, then yes, you can split at that point. But if you're not sharing and you're ordering something for yourself, it's like, I'm not gonna pay your part. I mean, I feel like it might be I feel like some people are actually starting to because of. This is my impression. I've never worked in Japan. This is my impression that because you're with us, you must share everything as far as cost and food stuff, even if you don't partake.
Yeah, like most of the time, every time for a work party, it would be like, this is the flat fee. And then it's like tapas style, usually. Yeah,
Style.
like or like in an izakaya, how all of the dishes come out and it's just like, here's the karage, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Here's the edamame, it's for everyone, and just little dishes. And then everyone was sharing everything, yeah. And then like actually, I think that's why I feel like tabe hodai, which is all you can eat, became important in my life, because then we're all like, okay, we're gonna pay this many yen regardless. Like, I'm willing to pay that much and just eat freely.
For tabe hodai and nomi hodai, I think everyone has to get the same thing.
Yeah, it's usually like a set course
for the entire group, so it's like,
yeah.
Paying that much anyway.
Yeah. But it's nice because there are no surprises at the end.
No surprises at the end. Got one. Share. This is not exactly the countryside, but this is like a just outside of Tokyo.
Mhm.
This was they had a separate menu, so but this is the first thing you saw. Actually,
Goodbye.
oh, did I? Sorry, I'm sorry.
No problem. Devin said, "Watashi wa are ga hoshii." Yeah, that's
closed-
like the kind of sentence you have to remember. Maybe kore ga, and then you're pointing at the menu. Watashi wa
Kowareta? What korowata?
kore ga this. And then actually we don't usually say hoshii desu, I guess. You would say like, please give it to me. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu. Always be polite.
Yeah, it's more
It doesn't matter who you're polite. Even if
Japanese people love it.
even if the
Watashi wa kore da.
even if the Japanese even if as a Japanese even if the Japanese customers in that store show as much respect as you do, just do it by default. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt anyone. It's better for it.
Yeah. They'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe.
Well, I think there's this attitude with the Japanese, and I'm not sure how prevalent this is. It's just what I heard. Where customer is king, right? You've probably heard.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
some people grow up with that mentality and expect kind of treatment.
That's why you can just be like, "Sumimasen," like, "Come here, I want food." Get over here.
Yeah, I mean,
No, you're saying like, "Excuse me," but like,
I mean, there's no other way to call them. You kind of have to.
yeah, you
There's
do,
no-
you do.
There's no way around. But in general, though, just when you're talking. But anyway, this is like one. I hesitate to call it a restaurant because it's kind of restaurant / souvenir shop. It's one of those. It's also one of rest houses, I guess you can call it. And this is a rest house at the entrance of like a hiking trail kind of.
Yeah.
So
Or like you'll see this like even close to temples and stuff too.
there was a
If
temple
it's a
nearby.
touristy, yeah.
I'm not sure if this is a touristy place, but there's a lot of locals that go.
Yeah, recreational area. I
Recreational
guess.
area. So you will. I mean, they do try to accommodate you with the pictures. I can't tell you what the stuff.
Oh, deer curry at the top right, guys.
Wait, deer curry? That's what it is.
It says dia kare.
Oh my! Can't read.
Dia. But it doesn't say it in Japanese. It doesn't say shika. It says deer like dia. So, but it's probably deer.
Yeah.
In the area where I was, they were really encouraging people to hunt the deer because they were a pest.
It's funny because in Nara, seem to.
That's because they know the tourists love them though in Nara. So.
Okay.
If there's secret deer in the forest, then it's okay.
It's okay.
The tourists won't be sad.
Oh my god. That's the difference, really.
It's so sad.
But
But
anyway,
this is cool. It's like the kitsune. It's like soba, udon, ramen, oden.
so the one I got was I think this is called soba. This is the local soba town of Mitake, which is this is it. So it's
Is that tororo in the middle?
what's to
Tororo is like a grated daikon.
yes it is.
Yeah, and it's really sticky.
Yeah, it's tororo. This is mostly a veggie.
Yeah.
It's a veggie soba, which I haven't had before, but it was great, especially.
This looks like such a local specialty item.
It is a
you know?
local specialty. Nothing fancy about it. The presentation's still there, as you typically
Oh
see.
yeah, the colors. Look how they have green and pink in there.
It's not. I mean,
highlight.
it's nothing fancy, but the flavor is it's there.
Mhm.
I feel like these small shops, especially, well, just small local shops, definitely are hidden gems compared to
Mhm.
bigger chains and stuff. But now, there's nothing wrong with the big chains and stuff. They're still pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's like these smaller ones.
It's so fun to go.
It's fun to try. I mean, you might be pleasantly surprised.
Ah, that's so cool. It looks like it has like, let's see, mushrooms. It has konjaku.
I'm not quite sure what that is next
Konjaku
to.
is that bottom right thing that's like kind of grayish.
Yes.
It's like a jelly from a plant. It's like a root plant.
Konjaku I'm familiar with, but I'm not sure what that thing next underneath. Straight nori, the seaweed.
Oh, what is that?
It's not like a.
Is it what is it called? No, I'm trying to
Is it
remember.
burdock? I don't think it's bird.
Burdock.
Burdock?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really popular. Let me just look it up. It's popular.
So burdock, what's that in Jap?
Obo.
Obo?
Here, I'll put it.
Oh, obo or ud?
Gobo equals burdock. Is it like a root as well?
It's a root.
I don't know really what burdock
I think I know it's what it's carrots. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. They're really fibrous.
But it's pop?
It's popular because it's like, I guess fiber's good for you.
I mean, typically you'll.
Oh, hi Star Platinum. Welcome.
Gosh, we got a stand chat.
Yokoso. Irashaimase.
Got a stand in the chat. Irashai.
I don't really like Tororo though. It's too sticky.
This one wasn't a whole lot of Toro.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that sticky. It actually just thickens the soup as I mix it all.
If you mix it in, yeah.
Sirens.
My favorite is kitsune udon, which is the fried tofu.
I don't think I've actually had kitsune udon. I've been trying to look.
Yeah. It's just a really simple one, but it tastes sweet too, which I like.
Because of the tofu what?
The
tofu
like
skin being marinated a
the
little bit in
tofu
sugar?
skin tastes like inari sushi.
Okay.
Like the little pillow sushi.
Pillow sushi. Gotcha. There was one thing I kind of wanted to cover before. Not that we're ending anytime soon, but you can tell me if covered it. The etiquette part. As far as food. You have a chopstick. Hey guys, don't fight in the chat, please. Don't fight in the chat.
We actually accidentally mentioned some etiquette when we were talking about how it's like, I guess like customary to call them to you.
Yeah, we definitely mentioned.
Ora.
Don't be starting fights in chat. I don't want to have to clean up the. I don't want to have to clean up the plate.
Oh yeah, this is when I was still trying to eat vegetarian, and then eventually I just gave up because it's impossible in Japan. It's not impossible, I'm just lazy.
I think
because I don't cook for myself.
You have to cook yourself a lot.
My other friend who is vegetarian was fine because she cooked for herself.
All right, guys. Try to simmer down in the chat there. Okay, but anyway, so we were talking about chopsticks. Chopstick stuff. So let's go back with the chopstick stuff. If you get chopsticks with your meal, and it has to be like one of these separated chopsticks. Sometimes you can see here you might get a rest, right? A chopstick. That's where you're kind of expected to put your chopsticks, I think. Hard to touch food. itself.
Yeah, and I would see I would see people even just put them down on the tray before they would put them just onto the plate.
Yeah, so I think you may have seen this in some videos before, but things you never do with chopsticks because apparently it has like funeral connotations and good to do settings. Or put like the chopsticks straight up on the rice. I think that's a big no. At least you might get some what's there.
でもそれは誰もしませんね. Nobody does that, really. But just be careful not to have the weird idea to do it, I guess.
A big thing that a lot of people outside of Japan might do is like the rubbing of chopsticks together gets splinters off. See that it's discouraged. You don't see it discouraged.
Yeah,
those
here
are the two
in
big
Canada,
ones.
we
Those
see it a
big ones.
lot.
I think the chopstick straight up. It doesn't have to be in rice specifically. Chopstick straight up.
Straight up is no good.
It's no good. That's what I've.
It's just a weird image, you know, for people, I guess. Yeah.
You were saying something about the resting the chopsticks on. Something.
So, yeah, apparently people don't worry about this too much, but I did learn before I went to Japan that you shouldn't just rest your chopsticks on the top of the bowl. Like you're supposed to put them down.
Which I
on
do
the
a lot,
chopstick
but
breads.
which I do a lot, just on a regular basis. Chopstick.
I always put mine on the bowl.
Where else am I supposed to put? Where else am I supposed to put? I don't want the food, the part of the chopsticks, touch the food on the table. Clean or not, I don't care. So I'm gonna probably put that back in my mouth.
Yeah. Like and I don't want to either. So theoretically we should have this chopstick rest, but I don't know what you're supposed to do if you don't have it. But I have seen people fold up the paper that the chopsticks were wrapped in.
You have a picture.
Yeah, and then that can be a rest. そうですか。そうですよ。
Hi, so this.
Oh, and you can see in the background too, there's
that's the
oshibori, which is the hand cloth. You should wash your hands.
Yeah, the oshibori, the hand cloth. We don't typically see that out here unless you're in like a Japanese restaurant. Some Japanese restaurants around. But here's the folded chopstick sleeve. Hi, Star Platinum, genki desu. Anta wa.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this many times.
This is actually one of you.
Oh my god, yeah, this is my picture. This is when I was eating Kobe beef. I picked up this habit from my coworker. She was so polite.
Okay.
とても丁寧な人でした. She was a very polite person. So this is Kobe beef, real Kobe beef. And in Japan, it's so strict. You can't call it Kobe beef unless it's real.
Yeah, I think it's like a certification thing. It's to be certain marbling, certain. Can't be too fatty. It can't be too big.
Yeah.
There's this whole.
This is one of the prides of Hyogo Prefecture.
Now here's the thing that I hear a lot. So Kobe beef is the most famous beef. It's probably not the best beef Japan has. Matsuzaka is what is a lot.
What's the kind?
Matsuzaka beef.
Matsuzaka? Yeah, I've heard like people say, you know, there are other kinds. They're all Wagyu. Wagyu is like Japanese beef. But they're different they're different and they have different standards for them. But yeah, Kobe is probably just the most popular or the most famous because it's a big city, I guess. But that whole area has a lot of really good beef. I mean, obviously, Kobe beef is coming from somewhere other than just inside Kobe anyway, probably.
I've only had like one, maybe two experience with Kobe beef. First one may have been like a Kobe beef burger. I bit through that thing, not knowing what to expect about Kobe beef, so expecting some chew. But I cut through that thing butter, and it did not taste anything to me. I did not know what to expect at the time.
Interesting, yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't know what I just ate. Is this supposed to be Kobe beef? That was my first. That was my first reaction.
Yeah, I mean, when I ate it, I was like, that's good beef.
Because when we eat beef around here, we're used to some chew. It's not beef if you don't have to chew it, but it's different. But the second time I've had Kobe beef, maybe this would be the.
I think theoretically the fat should melt in your hand, just like with the temperature of your body. That's how fatty and like ready to melt it should be.
this is the Kobe beef. So this was sliced for sukiyaki. Maybe I'm not sure if it was sukiyaki. It was some kind of nabe. It was a hot pot. I think it was a hot pot.
Looks like, yeah. It's like there are a lot of like different kinds of some like hot pot and sukiyaki and stuff, and I don't really know the real difference.
So sukiyaki is like soy sauce and some sugar. It's the same slight kind of cut. Well, sliced meat. Both.
Yeah.
Hot
really
pot
thin
and
slice.
But the main difference is hot pot is normally some type of chicken stock or some kind of fish stock. And
I'm hungry.
And a bunch of vegetables also. But sukiyaki specifically, I think it's soy sauce, maybe a little sake, sugar. That is your base broth, and supposed to be.
That sounds like teriyaki sauce.
Yeah, I think it's similar, and it's supposed to be richer. Yeah. It's supposed to be richer in flavor, mostly because of the soy sauce. I think that's what it is.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good! I love the lotus root.
The lotus root is something I wasn't used to eating.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
What is lotus root? It's not an ingredient.
Oh my gosh. This kind of stuff. If you see it on the menu, you're like, lenkon. Con is like a bulb. Okay. Or a root.
Because I know I see lotus flowers and Buddhist temples, but not lotus root actually.
Yeah, but you can eat it.
It's not something you typically see.
I feel like hot pot would be a really good place for it, and then also tempura. A lot of tempura.
Tempura.
Like if you get like a veggie tempura mix, like maybe there will be lotus root inside. Then corn. Konnichiwa, minasan. Yay! Hello.
Hey guys, don't make me have to put you in a timeout. Oh, we have Konnichiwa.
Oh no, I'm terrible with names.
ちょっと待ってください。名前はですか？
名前はどういう風に発音しますか？
斉藤由紀
漢字が読みません。
斉藤由紀をどうも。You know, I was actually thinking of doing more Japanese on the stream, but we kind of.
That's fine. We can sprinkle it in. We sprinkle it in.
I was really hoping practice a bit more, but This is what happens when I don't try to make a.
Should
Guys,
do this again, and I'll plan it properly like a teacher.
yes, please. I'm not good at making lessons. I'm not good at it.
I'll make a lesson plan for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. We went over chopsticks. We went over briefly ordering. Let's see. I mean, a lot of the stream was mostly about stories. We can go for stories. Definitely go.
Well, let's see. If we've eaten and we're leaving the restaurant, we have talked about the bill. Betsu de haraimasu is like I'm gonna split the bill individually depending on the orders.
Okay.
And then do you remember the other word that was like splitting the bill evenly? I think it's way up here.
Hey guys, please try not to spam too much in the chat.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Yeah, if you do that
They're
again,
going crazy.
if you do that again, I'm gonna have to give you guys a
Is what I was
timeout.
looking
I have to give you a timeout. Please
Now, students. Bad Santa Claus impression.
All right,
Ho, ho,
who
ho.
wants chalk get thrown on their fork? It's gonna happen.
Very classic anime move. Oh, and then let's see. When you leave, I'm gonna give you a phrase that you can say when you leave the restaurant. Do you
Okay.
know how to say like "thank you for the meal"?
I keep messing up the pronunciation for this one. Is this gochucho-sama desu ka? No, not desu ka.
So close, so close.
Gochucho-sama?
Gochiso-sama. Yeah, gochiso-sama
I keep thinking that's the wrong pronunciation. For some reason.
Gochiso.
Gochiso, not gochuso. Gochuso is something else. What's gochuso?
Gochiso is like it was a treat, kind of. It was delicious.
Gochiso-sama.
It was a treat. It's like thank you for the food, and so you can say like gochiso-sama deshita, and like you leave. Oh, maybe I want to put deshita at the end is for past tense.
I usually try to say that, but a lot of times I forget what the actual word is. So a lot of times I say arigato gozaimasu and then I just leave.
Yeah, that's fine too. This is where Pimsleur is really good because then Pimsleur will teach you the pronunciation really thoroughly. Like it'll be like ta, sta, deshita, sama deshita,
Sama deshita.
so sama deshita. Yeah, and then shiso sama deshita. And then finally, gochiso sama deshita.
Shows. I was.
I think she sells seashells by the seashore. That's what gochiso sounds like. And then they'll yell to you.
Star
Thank
Platinum
you.
is not yoi des, it's yowai des. This is what
Unless they mean that you're good. But I don't know if that's what they mean.
I don't know. They've been trash talking each other, so I can't.
I think they're trash talking. It's probably UI.
Probably.
It's definitely UI.
Okay. Let's see. So gochiso sama deshita. Is that
Nice.
Is that something? Well, I know it's more common at least in smaller settings like a ramen shop, or like a small izakaya, not necessarily the big.
Yeah, well, even like an izakaya in general, you can kind of be loud and boisterous. I think if you were at a normal restaurant, it would be more like, oh, here's the money. Okay, gochiso-sama deshita. Arigatou gozaimasu. You know.
I feel like.
But if it's izakaya ramen shop, gochiso-sama deshita.
I feel like you don't ever hear that. It's like a family restaurant or fast food. You typically.
I don't think people will. Yeah, I mean.
Just seems if no one else is doing it, it just feels out of place, you know?
Yeah.
But in a smaller place,
I think I would
for
just
sure.
say thank you. It depends on the atmosphere of the place.
It does.
Basically, if when I came in the door, they yell irashaimase, then when I go, I'm gonna yell, like, not yell, or like maybe, then I might yell, gochusama deshita, and they'll yell, arigato. You know, so if they have already established the boisterous atmosphere.
Speaking of atmosphere, it's as far as speaking Japanese is concerned, it's really hard to speak in a different language if I'm not in that place where that language will be normally spoken.
Yeah,
I'm not.
me too.
If I'm not in Japan or with a Japanese person, so to say, it's difficult for me to get in Japanese and have self speak Japanese constantly. I know I know these words. I know these words. I know some of the sentence structure. But it's like it's hard to come out.
難しいですね。
そう超難しい。
It's fine. 超難しいよ。
One of these days we should just do like a Japanese stream.
Yeah. We should just play something like simple enough where we can try and converse, but like be doing something. And then if we speak English, we should be penalized.
Sounds fair to me.
We'll have to think about the penalties. Yeah, actually, like that would be fun. This time we're warming up. We're warming up.
We're warming up. There was a plan. The plan was met, say 20% of the time here, but 75% was story time, which is not outside the just the actual teaching part was less than expected. Mostly my fault.
No. I always get off on stories and stuff.
It's just fun to remember, right?
It's really fun. Yeah. We should do like a travel. We had food and travel, but we can do traveling with some other theme too.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I keep. Let's see. Me, I just want
100% 日本語。
like Nihongo only stream, just like how some Japanese streamers will streams. It's hard for them to do that,
true, right?
and it's gonna be hard for us to do Japanese.
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn, and that's how we try.
Yeah. 頑張ります。頑張りますよ。
Oh, I just wanted to show this really quick because it's food.
Yeah.
So this was the yakiton shower. So this is the yakiton. I don't remember what all these cuts were. I think one of these was hirami, which I think is the cheek.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I don't know what. I don't remember.
I'm not so good knowing cuts.
Cuts are tough.
I mean, even in English, it's like, what is a tenderloin? I hope it's tender at least.
I don't know what a tenderloin. Can't tell you what it is. I only know brisket, and that's like big.
You know what brisket? What's brisket?
I don't know what part it is typically. I just know what it looks like after it's cooked.
You can identify it. That's good.
I can identify after it's cooked. Before it's cooked, I have no idea what kind of cut it is. Chuck, I kind of know what chuck is.
Chuck. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've seen that at yakiniku for sure.
Yeah, I think chuck is like in between. It's like kind of fatty. It's not all. I don't know. Cuts for should they're considering I cook a decent amount, but I know which cuts to pick out when I was shopping. That's about it. Can't tell. I can't tell what it's supposed to be.
Definitely need the label.
Or where it came from. That's the thing. All right, so So there's the yakiton. I think there's like a tongue in here. So tongue is just tan.
Tan.
Hirami, I think once pork. Ura? It's all pork. It's all delicious. That's all I do. As far as the hot, remember did I tell you the hoppy story? Or was that somewhere else?
Oh yeah, you did. Because this is not alcohol, or it's very low.
The hoppy
Alcoholic,
itself is 0.5% alcohol, but you mix it with the sochu that is inside here,
Okay.
and that's the alcohol part, and that's where I got tricked.
And shochu is like 20% or something, I think. Fairly strong. I'm pretty sure. Shochu strength. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, not so much hammered as in like
25. 25.
25's pretty high.
Wonder you got drunk.
I mean, my mind was 8. Let's see.
Yeah, you can see the menu behind it too, just like katakana, just the black text.
Sort of. That's where the menu. This was like a small. If you so really quick. Best Japanese meal experience
in Japan. Oh wow. I'm trying to let me think. Probably at one of the washoku places. Washoku is Japanese food, like traditional Japanese food.
Not necessarily the stuff like.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like a washoku place won't be necessarily this fancy, but this was an amazing meal. Like as an example of an amazing meal, this was at Mount Koya, which is a religious. Yeah, Koya-san is like a really famous religious landmark. And this is a this is a vegan meal. And this was one of the few places where you could actually eat vegan because it was associated with Buddhist monks who have to eat vegan.
Wait, so you went to Koya-san?
Or they have to.
Did you?
But this is at a restaurant, though.
Oh, okay. So
we were tourists.
Okay, so you didn't stay with the monks then.
Right? Oh, I didn't like do any kind of retreat or anything like that. I was just going there to. Oh, I wanted to get a seal, a calligraphy stamp, kind of, or a calligraphy seal in a book.
I've had one. I have those too.
I wanted to collect one. You do? Yeah.
I have a book of like train seal stamps that.
Cool, yeah.
It's like I heard that was a thing before I went there even the first time. So I have like a book of places I've been to. So,
that's so nice.
It's a fun thing to do. It's like Japan so much collectibles.
They really do.
Just to commemorate.
Yeah.
You don't. It's like the thing around most places, like here anyway. Shot glasses, magnets, all this keychains, t-shirts. You know what? I don't care for any. Give me the stamps. Give me the stamps. I'll take the stamps.
The stamps are cool because they're in a book.
Yeah.
The stamps. If you like, I think that I know the ones you're talking about. They're like they leave an impression or something, or I don't know. They're a machine, aren't they?
It depends. I think.
Okay.
Most of the stamps I've had, I to like ink just a thing on the side and put it on top.
Yeah. at the temples, you had to go pay and get the calligraphy done by a monk or a nun.
Those stamps. I've
They're
seen
so cool though.
I've seen those. I think I've seen that Kamakura, but I did not.
Oh my gosh, where is it?
I didn't go for it just because it's like
Mhm.
I feel like if I started doing temple stamps too, I'd go cheap.
I went all around going to get them. Like the book was a little expensive, and then each stamp is 300 yen, 300 yen. But getting out to all these places is kind of tough. But you could theoretically just say, like, the nice thing about a collection is you can define it, right? So you could just be like, only in this town or something, you know? But in my case, I was going all around.
Yeah. Like I said, the stamps I have are the train station stamps.
Those are cool, yeah. Yeah, so this was like at a restaurant, but it was like meant for even domestic tourists. You had to make a reservation to get in here.
So
but to experience vegan like food. So that's an eggplant in the middle, and then you can see tofu, and it looks like there's some kabocha, some daikon. The things in the bottom are tsukemono, like little pickles.
Tsukemono is
I bet the tsukemono is a pickle, yeah. Pickles.
Do they normally say tsukemono or do they normally say pickles?
They say pickles for what we call pickles, and then tsukemono are like other pickled things. But there is cucumber, but it's not the same kind of style.
Cutie.
Pardon me?
Is cutie a food or am I something?
Cucumber.
Oh, cutie is cucumber.
Yeah.
I should probably clarify that teacher Amy here actually used teacher. Meanwhile, my Japanese is man. Yet I actually made do with it somehow.
You can.
Because
you can do it.
I think a lot of my just listening travel. I mean, I did look up some stuff, as I should. So at the very least, I know the sentence structure. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot of vocabulary. That is what I'm missing.
Food is tough too because you have to learn every single thing.
Sakurambo,
like
cherry.
Yeah, cherry. Here in this case, it's gonna be eggplant is nasu. Nasu. Eggplant.
I know there's a lot of food where they actually use garai.
Yeah.
Like beef. Sometimes say pork. Chicken, sometimes chicken. But then it
depends on the food, I guess.
And then there's horse, basashi. I think that's an odd one.
Horse sashimi.
I'm actually kind of curious. Have you had it before?
I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it?
I didn't want to, but my boyfriend ate it and my friends, and they said it tasted really oily.
That's what I hear. I still want to try it.
Yeah. I don't know, because like for a little while, or for a couple of years, I was vegetarian because I felt squeamish.
Squeamish.
About like the meat and like animals and stuff. I was watching too many documentaries. For me, raw food is still kind of like, I overcook everything.
I cook it just enough.
Just enough, yeah.
Just enough.
People would hate me because I cook my steaks till like medium.
I don't think medium steaks terrible.
It's not that bad. Everyone wants it rare though.
I don't like it that bloody. I tried medium rare. It's all. Give me medium. I'll be happy. Step 1: create a Japanese meal. Step 2: bring a close friend. Both are.
Yes. In this case, I went with my other friend who is vegetarian and dying to eat something vegetarian. By this time, I had given up, but I was up for vegetarian food.
I think so I guess for dietary restrictions in general, be warned if you go try to find vegetarian food in Japan. It's just not, or at least easily feasible. Restaurant, is there like a specialty shop?
Yeah.
It's just not a thing. People will eat it. So let's be aware that even if something seems vegan or vegetarian, actually has some fish.
Yeah.
Fish is used a lot.
Dashi is made of fish, so anything with dashi is a no-go.
There is there is a vegan dashi.
Oh yeah, you can make it out of kombu.
Kombu only, but typically it's a mixture of both. The bananas and kombu. Not usually one. It's usually a combination.
Yeah. But in the broths, you're always gonna find like fish or pork broth or something.
This one. Get another kaiseki meal.
Oh yeah. I feel so regretful because I did have a really nice kaiseki meal when I kind of first arrived in Japan, and I just didn't really take pictures. I don't know why. I don't know why not.
I am a picture hound, so
okay, yeah.
Whenever I go,
so elegant.
Whenever I go on a trip over that between 2003 pictures, SD card.
Wow. Yeah.
I take them. And the amount of times I'm in a picture is probably less than 1%.
That's kind of how I am too. Not that I take a ton, but yeah. You like to take pictures of the objects, right?
I like taking pictures of objects more self.
You're not trying to prove that you were somewhere. You just want to capture this.
I'm already proving that I went somewhere by getting all these pictures.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, I may not
You're there, obviously.
I may not be, but someone's got to take the picture, and your pictures online. So I put them online. That's.
It looks like you've got some nice tofu.
Tofu was, yeah. The tofu in the morning is still not so used to. I mean, I get it. Maybe it feels too light. That's my thing. But
yeah, like in the morning you want something really filling.
But here is probably like one of the first kaiseki meal. Hakone? This one is.
Hakone is Kyushu?
No, Hakone is actually near to. It's probably 90 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this was actually part of this is part of a 7-course meal. Imagine that, 7 courses. The meal.
What is that in the top left?
Top left. Keep going. Folder. But the top got it. Here we go. This was at the, I think it might have been some kind of sukiyaki.
And then you wrap it in lettuce.
Actually, like this is how it came to us. But poured some sort of sauce into here, covered it, because underneath that there's like some kind of
Uh
can.
huh. I see. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Actually, I don't remember if it was covered. It's probably put a sauce in there. Just let it simmer.
Yeah, I guess sukiyaki is like simmering in the sauce, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean
It's not dry.
it's not dry. I
very
mean
saucy.
it's very saucy. The hot pot now in general is more.
Oh my god, not
It's more clear. It's more clear. It's typically
Yeah. It's more soupy.
more soupy. Typically,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
add more. Well, I mean, okay. So normally, how I eat mix is rice with everything.
Me too.
There's a lot of also what do you call it? A lot of foods that it's with them. There's also a lot of Japanese foods that you just eat soup filling. There's rice on the side. There's rice on the side, or side there's side bar. Sometimes it doesn't exist. Sometimes
yeah.
sometimes the rice or noodles go at the very end.
Oh yes, yes, I have seen that before.
I mean that just depends on what your setup. I guess you don't want to load up on heavy filling.
Yeah.
I mean.
I think that probably is it. But I just always want like a bite of rice and a bite of something else, you know?
Same one. Same one.
But yeah, like fancy kaiseki, they're giving you just like they're like, here's just the good stuff. You don't need rice.
And if you're going through 7 courses,
you probably can't have
you
it.
probably can't have any rice because I mean, look, this is part of that meal. So that's it's the centerpiece, even though you centerpiece. So that's the yeah. A lot of these foods tend to slightly sugared, I guess. What from sake?
The cooking sake, mirin.
Some sashimi.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, here this is the centerpiece, the prawns. The fancy.
I'm not gonna go through
fanciest things.
So it's here because
7 courses is a lot, yeah.
that took us 2.5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Stuff.
Yeah, wow.
That was my first experience with the kaiseki, and it's just stuffed. It's like, oh, just so much food.
Yeah, I physically can't eat anymore. Please.
The mistake also, having a snack.
Yeah. I always do that because I'm always hungry.
Because I didn't realize how big it's going to be.
It can be a surprising amount of food considering it's Japan and we kind of like have this image that they like. I think Japanese people do eat less than we North Americans, but some of these meals are so big.
Some of them are bigger than you would expect them to be. If
even
anything
ramen
else,
is just like too big.
I don't know. I can eat a lot of.
You can eat. I can eat a whole ramen. Who am I kidding?
I can.
That's the reverb.
Scrolling, trying to find stuff. But anyway, no ramen. It's like it's difficult job. I know they have food challenges. Okay, well, I can't think what to say about that.
I think I was gonna say like I want to talk about your train stamp collection next time if we do this again.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully next time also will be structured.
Yeah, and actually, I think I know what I can do. I'm gonna make a list of key phrases, and we have to use them as
We
much
have
as
to use.
possible,
Okay.
okay? But then I would show some temple seals.
Let's do. Let's do. I think
Yeah.
people will be. I think people just in general, just in other people's experiences, because a lot of times, want to go somewhere. You know about all these big Tokyo, Akihabara, Osaka, Kyoto, but then places it's little
Yeah, so cute.
little shop,
Rustic life.
rustic life. People don't typically see. So it's not just to check out once in a while.
And yeah, look, oh my gosh, look at that's the menu. Up on the back you can see they're writing like the foods they have and stuff, like that kind of display. So
The
cool.
traditional menu on the.
Yeah, because then they just change the bulletin board, you know?
The nice thing is they actually have some pictures there, but even with the pictures,
That's true,
like
yeah.
you can't. Well, you can't read it because the pictures. But it's.
I see some udon. Definitely, I see udon over there.
I see it. I see that. It's difficult to read if characters. I guess in this case, Google Lens isn't gonna. You just have to know characters. So it helps
if you
to know.
remember a few
It helps,
key things, it
to know.
helps.
And this place
Yeah.
wasn't very like irashaimase, like a very boisterous kind of thing. They do have like a very soft irasha.
Irashaimase, irashai.
And then they can kind of see how big your part, especially if it's not busy. Yeah, this place is more casual. It's a casual feel. Some restaurants you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And this is like where you feel real Japan.
This yes. I mean, this is like the typical Japan experience as far as. Yeah, there's Tokyo and stuff, and a lot of people get made fun of saying the countryside is like the Japan, but kind of is.
Yeah, it's like a cliche for a reason that people say that.
Kind of is, because this is the typical life of these people. Everyone lives in the city.
Yeah.
I mean, there's in the city there you have kind of like you would have suburbs around. But even then, it kind of has this kind of feel sometimes, But then once you,
because that's what the locals are seeing, like off the main road, basically, just not in the main area.
and if you're like a local traveler, and this is probably seem compared to concrete.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully next time we'll do more travel stuff. Touched on food, touched on a few phrases as much as we could.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's one big thing we can say as far as sitting? Say.
I think one thing to remember, or one thing that I really appreciate, is the politeness and the appreciation of the food, which is the whole reason why everyone's always like, "Irashaimase, gochisousama deshita." Oh, itadakimasu before you eat, right? Itadakimasu.
I actually never say that. I actually never say it. I know a lot.
People say it at home.
People say it at home, but I don't actually hear it as much outside.
Yeah. The way you hear it is people just being like, "It's that," and then they start.
Very
but yeah, and it's kind of vanishing. Like food has honorific names too. Like for example, for water, you can ask for mizu. That's fine. But actually, there's like a word ohiya, which is like a polite word for cold water. Yeah, ohiya onegai shimasu. That's just mizu. And then the opposite is oyu, which is hot water. But the o in front is honorific, like osushi as well. So I think it's a different kind of Japanese. It's not the same kind of politeness level as. No, it depends on the setting, I guess. There are a lot of honorifics and a lot of things that are different from here in terms of greetings and stuff, I think. I don't know, when you went to eat in Japan? I mean, obviously you liked it a lot, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've quite a few times just wanted to explore. One of the big things I wanted to just explore top to bottom.
Yeah.
I'm not even anywhere.
When you go, do you seek out like specific foods and stuff like that you want to try? Or do you kind of let it go free?
I kind of let it go free for the most part. I think there was one time I tried to do a tour, but I think it's a little tough to do. And the only one time I actually deliberately hit specific spots, other than like tourist stuff, was maybe in Saga Prefecture. When I went to Fukuoka, closest big city in Saga, I went to Fukuoka with the intention of exploring as well as Kumamoto and maybe Nagasaki. That never happened. Because I wanted to go to drive-in tour that surrounded Saga. And after I went there, it's like I watched Zombieland Saga. It actually is Zombieland Saga actually features a lot of voices in Saga.
Oh, okay.
Saga. Okay, I'm here anyway. So when I'm gonna. So what? So do a 5-day tour of Saga Prefecture and see what I stop by all these places that were
cool.
Stop by this place without really wanting to do that.
Saga too, I think.
Without really wanting to do that at first. But
okay,
it was
cool,
good. It was nice. It was just kind of like pleasantly surprised. I mean, everything was so far from each other. It took, I think, 4 days to hit the places I was curious about, and still probably didn't get places. I think so far.
Kyushu is so vast. Kyushu is, I don't know, like
You need a car.
Takes forever. Yeah. You
Hokkaido, I think, and Toho.
Hokkaido, I only went there once, and the buses were very infrequent and very old.
I think the extremities, Hokkaido, Tohoku, you get around. Because if take forever. Public transportation to get around.
Yeah.
And if you're staying in any rural area, definitely get a car.
I used a car. I rented one for 4 of my 5 years, I think. The first year I was like, I'll ride the bus, and then I was like, no.
It takes forever. It's fine. It's fine for the first few times, and if you're only going to be there a short time, it's like real point.
But even my ride to school was just nicer, even though it cost me more money. And then I took everyone on road trips.
It's because you do get to see more.
Yes, for sure.
As far as
so many random things,
As far as specific food, not really. I might try to book a specific gone for a trip to see what.
Yes.
Because each ryogan's a little.
Yeah, I always judge based on the pictures.
Yes. I mean, how else are you supposed to find?
Partially.
How else are you supposed to?
Yeah, yeah. You can tell. You can tell how nice the facilities are.
The facilities and
The facilities and
actually
the food. Yeah.
I think the main is on the food. Facilities second.
Okay. Yeah.
Facilities second. Like it would be nice
For
to
me,
get.
it's the onsen.
Yeah, it would
Number
be.
one.
It would be nice to get an outdoor bath. It would be nice.
Yes.
But if the food's really good, I would like to try that. So.
For me, it's all about the bath. Those I don't know why.
Was it weird for you bathing naked with everyone?
No, I prepped myself.
You prepped
It sounds
yourself?
so bad. No, before I ever left for Japan, I was like, I know that I want to go. So I used to go swimming a lot. I used to go swimming once a week, and I was like, okay, come on. If you have to use the locker room stalls, then you're not ready for onsen. So I would like change in public with all the, in the public area with all the old ladies and stuff.
Locker room stalls? What?
Like, I don't know, like when you go to the swimming pool and then you go into the change room, usually there are like lockable private stalls.
I think I've seen.
Yeah, so I always used them before. I didn't want to change in front of anyone. And then when I knew I was going to Japan, I was like, now is the time. So by the time I got to Japan, I was like, I'm ready. But that was with strangers. It wasn't for a while that I ever had the bravery to go with my friends. And then like all of a sudden I did. It had to be done, and it was fine.
It was fine.
We were all just
It's
naked.
fine.
We're all just chilling. We're all just chilling, guys.
There's nothing weird about it.
Yeah, like you really get used to it. Because when I first thought about the idea, I was like, oh, there's no way I can do it. And some people never go. But once you get used to it, no one cares.
One typically, yeah.
It's easy for me to go kind of like quietly unnoticed though, but I guess for some people, if you're noticeably foreign,
It's
people
hard.
might stare at you for sure.
I think it's harder for people.
They just get stared at awkwardly more for sure. If you have dark
Hi,
hair like me, you can keep your head down
Hello.
and then.
Hey.
Hello! Hello, hello. Oh,
I remember seeing this person.
yes, I remember too. Playing mahjong, maybe.
Now fun.
That sounds right. I think I remember, maybe.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
I don't think I've ever. I don't think I ever felt weird about it. I know my a relative I. Especially since they were. I'm not sure if it's because of. They're not. They eventually got used to it.
Yeah.
It's more like a mental. Like no one's
I
gonna.
think so.
Well, no, I don't. They're not gonna. For the most
Everyone just
part.
wants to like have their bath and like stay with their friends and yeah, it's like fine.
I don't think I've actually had a conversation before.
Okay, I definitely have had a lot.
Well, I mean, if it's your friends, that's
Yeah.
one. But if with
Oh
strangers,
no, I mean with strangers,
Oh, with
yeah.
strangers?
But I think it's just because I've been to like many, and like it's not if I'm by myself, but if I'm with like a Caucasian friend, then they come up and then like want to talk to them, but then they don't know how to speak Japanese necessarily, so then I end up talking to the person.
okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then, but other than that, I don't know. One time I spoke to, the first time I ever went to an onsen, actually, it really was easier because it was in Hokkaido and it was at a small ryokan and there was like no one really around in the change room and stuff. And then when I got outside to the outdoor bath, there was just one oba-san, this one elderly woman, and she was like doing stretches and stuff. And she was just like, "Konbanwa," and I was like, "Hi." But that's like the really, that's when you're like the only people around you like have to say hi, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not, if there's a bunch of people, then you don't have to say anything to anyone. But if you get in and there's like only one other person, somehow I've ended up talking to a lot of people. But you can be undetected as well. You can hide. Oh, yes.
I just kind of want to share, since we were talking about onsens, I just kind of want to see if I
Oh,
can share
yeah.
one onsen picture.
From Taiwan. Oh, nice.
I actually want to.
Hello.
I actually want to go to Taiwan one of these days.
Me too.
It's pretty close to Japan, so but I hear the food.
Yeah, actually, I had friends who flew from Japan to Taiwan and they said it was so amazing. And I regretted that I didn't go, but I didn't have a chance after that.
I was gonna try to go last.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
That thing.
Oh. But yeah, I heard Taiwan is beautiful. I think my friends went to Taipei.
I think I'm more interested in the.
Yeah, you just want to test all the delicious dumplings.
I just want to eat it. Just want to eat
everything.
Picture. It's not.
The sad thing is you can't really take pictures too much at the onsen.
You cannot.
For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons,
but
you
they're
can.
So beautiful.
I made sure that the coast was clear.
Yes, of course.
I made sure the coast was clear. Otherwise, I wasn't able to do it.
Yes.
This one. It's this one. This one. Let me see.
Oh, my computer's... I don't know. I feel like I'm lagging a little bit.
It's not this one.
Oh, maybe it's okay.
I've used my phone. Can't remember if I have it on my camera because I use both.
Yeah.
Should
A
I
real
say?
camera.
No, actually, it's not. It's not like a big camera. It's actually like a small camera.
Oh, okay.
Not like not like a full
video?
size DSLR.
Mm.
I tried that before. That was heavy.
Yeah, me too.
It's a smaller camera. It's not exactly a point and shoot, but it's kind of similar to shoot and. Those are the ones.
Okay, yeah.
This thing can't. This one. This one. This is from Saga.
Saga has a lot of like historical fights, right? I mean, obviously, or like.
I'm not really sure that Saga itself is, but it does have some so.
Nice. Yeah, I think Kyushu is just really rich in like volcanic activity.
Oh, very much so.
Oh my gosh, some of my friends came to visit me in Japan and they went on a trip to Kumamoto by themselves and they experienced the Kumamoto earthquake.
Oh my gosh, that's probably not a I ever want to remember.
Oh my gosh, they said that the lamps from the ceiling lamps crashed to the floor and stuff.
Ooh. Speaking of which, I actually got caught in 2 typhoons in.
Oh really?
The first one was kind of small. So it wasn't that big. Second one, which was Agabus, a couple years ago. That one derailed. It's one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it totally messes with all the trains.
And I think also, what else happened? I think that was the emptiest I've ever seen Tokyo Station.
Oh yeah.
It's like mostly empty. Can't find. Some other time. But I think I found the stamps.
Oh
I'll close out with stamps and then sign up because I
yeah.
gone.
Oh wow, we've gone almost.
We've gone quite a bit.
Nice.
Yeah, these are the stamps I'm focused on. So train stamps, some stamps.
I'm waiting for it to appear on YouTube
Oh,
screen. Sorry, my lag. Ah, yes, I see it. Ah, cool. I love how they're just like, they're very graphical, very like bright. It's so cool. I mean, it's basically like a passport of domestic travel that you've done.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, they have some Nada. Kawaii. Was that Nada? Oh, that's totally Nada.
Yeah,
I saw it.
If
there.
it was a deer, it's fine.
Yeah. Wow. No,
Well-
what? Romantic train.
Romantic train.
So cute.
Romantic train is a specific train. Windows on the train were like very you can see scenery.
Oh, like a special sightseeing train.
Special sightseeing train. Now, I made the mistake of actually going on that train instead of a normal train because that's what I thought.
Oh, but did you need a special ticket though?
I had to pay extra, so I couldn't use the train.
Oh yeah.
That was my mistake. So,
That happens though. That happens. That happened to me a couple of times, I'm sure. You get the express train, or something, and then you're like, oh.
it's like I didn't need to.
Yeah. But now you just gotta pay up. The guy's here asking for you to pay up.
We'll put this
Oh my
picture.
gosh, so cool.
Put
Yeah.
this picture in the back, and
Is that a moleskin notebook? Looks like one.
might be a small one.
Miyajima. Ah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, let's we can talk about more travel and stuff too.
Let's close this here. I know
Let's see.
we can probably go. We gotta end sometime.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
This is part 1 of our docu-series.
part 1 of docu-series. Hopefully more Japanese next time. Sumimasen.
I'm gonna prepare some phrases.
Hopefully more Japanese next
Yeah.
time, and then eventually a Japanese stream.
Okay, we'll work our way up to it.
I really want to try one of those. Just getting the mindset of actually doing it.
Yes. Exactly.
The one thing that's going to catch me in the Japanese stream, vocabulary. Vocabulary.
Okay, well, we can make a stipulation where you're allowed to say like English word wa Nihongo de nan desu ka? And then I'll try and tell you if I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah,
and to
thanks
show all my
for-
pictures for me and everything.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you for sharing all your stories. Also, shared stories. This one,
Yeah.
even
And I think we were able to go back and forth pretty nicely.
yeah, I not as much Japanese language practice as I intended at first. Mainly because I didn't plan this very well. But at least
No problem.
hopefully the story's made up for it.
People like stories.
I like-
楽しかったよ。楽しかったです. It was fun. We'll be back again.
We'll be back again. We just gotta figure out.
We'll be back again.
Okay. Well, thank you all guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stories at the very least. And we'll try to figure out when we're gonna do this again this time.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully be more prepared.
Yes.
Let's see. And next time we'll figure out what to do about it. Is there any announcement you want to game maybe?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my on Saturday I wanted to sing some karaoke. My birthday's coming. So yeah, I want to celebrate with karaoke like I always have. Or
Okay.
like I used to do all the time in Japan, you know?
Gotcha.
So maybe
You have a
can
time?
I share a link in the chat?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What time is the karaoke?
It's 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is the same time we started this stream, but on Saturday.
Saturday.
So here's the link.
I may.
But I want to do 4 streams because I want to do 2010 music, 2000s music, 90s music, and then 80s music.
Gotcha.
But anyway, if you just go to my channel, you'll find it.
I also need to put your channel description link.
Oh yeah, no worries. You got my Twitch channel in there. That's where I usually stream, but music is no good on Twitch. NG this. NG.
What does NG specifically mean?
It's no good. It's no good.
Okay, I keep.
So just like it's yeah, so it'll be like in a game, right? Like okay or NG.
Just wasn't sure. I know Japanese is a bunch of weird mixed in everything.
For sure, definitely. Yeah.
Let's see, mine will be game this weekend. Stream Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
That's about it.
Oh, nice. We don't overlap at all. Good.
Typically I stream on Saturday. I'm skipping this Saturday to.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, thank you all guys for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time. Have a nice rest of your day. Say goodbye.
Otsukare-sama deshita.
Otsukare. See you guys later.
Otsukare-sama desu.
Bye.
Goodbye.